to take a seat on the floor as well. It'd be nice to run a bit closer.
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Yes, please.
Welcome everyone. Casey, thank you all so much for coming tonight. It's a pleasure to see you all. Familiar faces, new faces. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. What is happening is this group, Venu, Pranavalabha and Anundini, have come from Whangarei. They are doing a tour around the North Island. They were in Mount Maunganui, or Auckland, Mount Maunganui, now they're here, and they will be going on to Raglan, back up to Auckland. Yeah. So, thank you for your support tonight. We will be doing a bit of kirtan, so singing, chanting just together, and then we will be hearing some Vedic wisdom, I believe, then be a bit more chanting, and then some dinner. If you need the bathroom, it's just through the kitchen. You'll find it. And any questions, please ask any of us. And enjoy the evening.
Thank you.
Who here is not familiar with kirtan? Few people? So it's like waiata. It's like a kind of dance, call and response. So Pranavalabha, he'll be leading us in the first session of kirtan. And so he'll be singing, chanting one complete repetition of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then you will respond. So it's back and forth, back and forth. It's pretty easy to pick it up. And feel free to grab an instrument. We have plenty of instruments. This is interactive. It's not a musical performance, but it's a musical meditation. But just to drop us in, we'll begin with 3 rounds of Om chanting.
Lots of shots.
So grab your preferred instrument and then take a moment to settle in. And if you can, sit up nice and tall. Maybe raise the shoulders to the ears a couple of times and drop them down with an exhale. Let go of any tension. A couple more times. And drop into your breath. Take a deep breath in. Fully breathe out. And then breathing in for Om.
Krishna. Hey everyone. My name is Das, or Prana. So we will start after the introduction with the chanting of the Maha Mantra, so it's the great mantra, and is the best form of meditation as recommended in the Vedas in this age. So we'll start just by going through it together. So if you repeat after me. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
And mantra is that which delivers the mind and delivers it from this conception of identifying with the mind and the body. So we're singing, listening attentively, and trying to absorb all that's in our consciousness as the sound of the transcendental vibration. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Your turn.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananasalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gaurave Gaurachandra Rahadikai Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Satchidananda Rupaya Krishna Aklistakadane Namo Vedanta Vedaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshane Narayanam Namaskritya Narayanam Chaivam Narottaram Devam Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Dayam Udirajit. So, first of all, I am paying my respects to my spiritual guide, my spiritual teacher, who with the torchlight of divine knowledge opens our eyes. And then paying respects to my teacher's teacher and to his teacher, and in an unbroken lineage, going all the way back to Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Reality himself, the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita. And paying respects to every personality within my tradition. And last but certainly not least, I pay respects to everyone in this room. Namaste Panchakapuruscha Kripa Sindhadevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. So this evening we've been requested to tell a few stories. Because everyone likes stories, right? Philosophy not so much, but stories, people like stories. So one of my teachers, he says in India, the greatest gift that India has given to the world is this whole guru thing. It's India's greatest export, the guru thing. It's also there in other traditions. Like in Christianity, we have Jesus, he is one kind of guru. In Islam, the Prophet Muhammad. In the Māori tradition, we have the tōhara, the learned people, those who are in contact, channel with the spirit. So the elders in the tradition, they are the wisdom keepers. So in former times, there was great respect and great reverence for the elders, and particularly those who were the spiritual guardians for the community. But in modern times, many traditions around the world, they have described that this current age that we live in, this current season on earth, it's like the spiritual winter. And although we have lots of technological advancement, and we are very enamored with materialism and consumerism, we are more unhappy than ever. Why is that? Because we have lost our connection to spirit, to the self. And soon as you lose connection to the self, it doesn't matter how much stuff you have, how many houses, how many husbands, how many wives, you can never be happy. Because the psychological body, in the Sanskrit, that is called the Shukshma Sharira, the psychological body. Just like on this physical body, you put on a t-shirt, and then it's pretty cold down here, so you put on a jersey over the top of the t-shirt, maybe a coat. So over the soul, the first covering of the soul, the spirit, is the subtle psychological body, and that comprises of the mind, the intelligence, and the ego. And this psychological body, it expands and contracts like a breath. Like the ebb and flow of the tides, like the rising the waxing and waning of the moon. This pulses in nature. So the expansion of the psychological body, that is what you call happiness, sukha. The mind space is expanded, you feel light, happy, sukha sky in the mind. And when you feel contracted, that when the internal psychological apparatus is in a state of contraction, that is called dukkha, suffering, unhappiness. So the material happiness of this world, it is like one expansion of the chitta, of the mind space. It feels expanded for some time. And then someone says something nasty to you in a contracted sky, and you feel unhappy again. You get one fine from the police. We got pulled over today, speeding fine, on a contracted sky. Like this is the material world. So sometimes happy, sometimes contracted. But this sukh and dukh, this material happiness, it never touches the atma, the soul. It never touches it. Why? Nahi prakrit gochara. The material energy can never touch on the transcendence. And your soul is spirit. The Wairua is spirit. It's not material. It's not a product of material nature. So nothing in the material realm can give the soul bliss. Why? Because the soul is Satchit Ananda. The soul is already bliss. So if you are not feeling blissful, you've already lost yourself. It's quite sobering to think about it. If I'm not in a state of bliss, I've already lost who I am. And then we're searching here and there just for some momentary sukh. Happiness is not bliss. They're different things. So, there's two very important questions. In Sanskrit, they are called, why am I quoting Sanskrit? Because from our conception, Sanskrit is the mother language of the world. All languages, they can trace their roots back to Sanskrit. There's actually so many words in Tereo even that are Sanskrit words, you know? So, Sanskrit is the mother language. In the Vedic culture, this used to be all over the planet. So what I'm speaking tonight is not some foreign culture that is very removed from our experience. This is the culture of the soul. It has been preserved best in the land now known as India, but this culture used to be all around the planet. So these two questions in Sanskrit are called sadhya and sadhana. What does sadhya mean? Sadhya means the goal. What is the goal of our life? What is the purpose? Where is it all going? Krishna. In the modern education system, they say it's going nowhere. Really encouraging for the kids. Just kill me now. So, whether you believe that or not, the psychological effect that has on society. We see it here in New Zealand. It's got the highest suicide rate in the world. It's terrible. So all traditional cultures around the world, they knew we belong here in the creation of the Lord, and we have a place to play. We have a purpose, and we can interact with reality. But the modern secular education system, life is meaningless and it came randomly about by chance. This is just an unfinished thought hanging in space, not really investigated scientifically actually. Because true scientific investigation will get you to what's called the necessary being, the prime mover, the final cause. Some people call that God. So, what is the goal of our life? Sadhya. Repeat after me. Sadhya.
Sadhya.
What does it mean? What is the goal of our life? But then the question comes, how will I obtain that goal of my life? That is called sadhana. Sadhana. So, sadhana is that means which helps you to obtain your sadhya, your goal. But we won't learn what is the goal of life in school. What is the goal of life in school? Money. Money, 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 brighter than sunshine, sweeter than honey. This is what people are thinking. So, because even if you're stupid, even if you're ugly, if you have money, you can buy anything. How many old men have a beautiful young wife? So if you have money, oh, you can buy anything. People are thinking like this. But all of that will just be gone in a puff of smoke. This is not the goal of life. This is simply building castles in the sand. So the goal of life is to understand who we are and what is our relationship to the Supreme Reality. So we need a sadhana that will help us realize that. But on this path, we need a guide. We need a guru. We need that prime export from India.
It was tea.
Actually, India drinks so much tea, they can't even produce enough tea for the Indian population. In a few years, they're going to have to start importing tea into India. True story. So tonight, I want to share a few stories about three disciples. One guru who has three disciples. So perhaps you know, once there was one rishi. Rishi is like the Vedic Sanskrit word for sage. So there was one sage, and his name was Dhaumya rishi. Dhaumya rishi. And he was also actually the family priest of the Pandavas. Maybe some of you have read the Mahabharata, the greatest Indian epic. The Iliad can fit into the Mahabharata 11 times. The greatest poetic composition in the history of the world. So, 100,000 verses of Sanskrit poetry. So, Dhaumya Rishi, he had three disciples. They were called Aruni, Upamanyu, and Ved. So the first one, Aruni, because in Vedic culture, it is the traditional system that when you're a young man, you go off and you stay in the school of the guru for many years, at least 12 years. And you do service there, and you're trained in a particular way with your particular nature, because they can identify what is that child's particular nature. And so they train the child in such a way it helps that individual nature flourish. They're not trying to make everyone conform into a particular nature that is far removed from you and you hate it. And then you go and spend 60 years in that job, a job you hate, then you get cancer and you die. But we'll take your house while you're in the retirement home. Like this. So this isn't the Vedic system. So the young men, they would come to stay with the guru for many years, and they would be celibate, monk life. This is still going on in parts of India, Nepal, Tibet, ethnic Tibet. And then when you reach a certain age, about 25, if you want, you can leave and you can go and get married. But see, the orientation is you have been instilled with spiritual foundational principles. So no matter what you do in life, those foundations of spirit are there. So if you're raising children, even if you're engaging in some business, it always comes back to the spirit. So that's the foundation of the Vedic society. So when you're about 25, you can stay a monk, or you can go off and into what's called the grahastha life, household life, raise your children, have a wife, etc., etc. And then you stay in that for about 25 years, and then you enter what's called vanaprastha, where the children are old enough to look after themselves, and then the husband and wife, they often move to some holy place, and they start to live a very simple life, and they're starting to detach themselves from the material world and reabsorb themselves in spirit. And then after about 25 years of that, then the husband, he can enter what's called sannyas, or the renounced order of life, and the mother, she will go back to the children and the children will look after her. Because in Vedic society, the woman should always be protected. She's either a sister, a mother, always looked after. Because women are very precious. And they have a lot of power. If you're a chaste lady. There is one story in the Vedas, one chaste lady stopped the sun from rising. True story. There's a lot of power in the woman. But when the women start to be degraded, the whole society will crumble. And if you drive down the motorway today, what will you see? So many signs of women just degrading mentality. What does this do to the mind of men, do to the mind of women? They lose their shakti, they lose their power. So this is just a brief overview of the kind of Vedic society in one aspect. So these 3 disciples, they went to stay in the school of their guru, and you are given some particular what's called seva or service in accordance with your nature. So the first disciple, Aruni, his seva was to look after the crops in the field. And so he was doing this for many years. And then one night, the rains were starting to come in. But who's been to India here? Yeah, a few people. So in India, the farming's quite different. You know, it's a plain region in many places. So what they do is they make little mounds around the paddock and they flood the paddock with water, and that's how they irrigate the crops. So you need this little mound of earth around the crop. So the rains were coming, and in order to preserve that water, Aruni had to check that all the earth was in the right place. But then he found some place, that the earth had been eroded away. And he was trying to fix with his hands, but he couldn't do it. And then the rain started to come. And in service to his guru and to all the other disciples in the ashram, they need food. So then he lay down, and with his own body, he all night he blocked that earth. And the rain was coming in, he was freezing cold. Ooh. And then in the morning, people realized, where is Aruni? So then Gurudev, he sent out his other disciples, and Gurudev also went out to the fields. Aruni, where are you? Where are you? And then after that, sometime they heard, Gurudev, I'm over here. And then Gurudev, seeing, Aruni, you have undergone such austerity just for me. Then Gurudev's heart melted. And then he picked up Aruni and he embraced him. And then he blessed him. All the teachings of the Vedas, they will manifest in your heart. Because by the blessings of the teacher, everything can come. This is in complete opposition to the modern education system. And the modern education system in Sanskrit is called Arohavadism. Step by step, by my own efforts, I will build my castle in the sky. This is the modern education system. Also the analogy in the Bible, yeah? Where God said, no, not the way. So we can have, this is a useful approach in what we might call toolbox knowledge. You know, some utility in the world. But to actually understand spiritual knowledge comes down to us. Because you need a pure channel for that spiritual knowledge to descend. You cannot, because the spiritual reality is the Advaya Gyan Paratattva. It's the non-dual truth. So you cannot dissect the non-dual truth in bits and pieces and slowly put together in your mind. It doesn't work like that. It has to come down to us. So the guru, the enlightened master, he can impart the truth of the spiritual reality into the heart of the disciple. So this was the trial of Aruni, and Dhaumya rishi blessed him. Just by serving the guru, everything can come. So now the next disciple, his name was Upamanyu. And his seva, his service was looking after the cows. Everyone loves cows in India. And they're not afraid of humans. This is unnatural for cows to be afraid of humans. They're just walking on the street. I've stayed in many places where the cows walk past in the morning, they'll come up to the door, you feed them a roti, and then they go off to the day, and then in the evening on their way back home, they come to the door, where's my roti? And they go back home. The cows are like this. And also in Vedic culture, you have 7 mothers. The earth is a mother, a cow is a mother, she's giving milk like a mother. So, would you eat your mother? I hope not. Might need to see a counsellor or something if you answered yes. So, Upamanyu's seva was to look after the cows and also to help get over this propensity of ego and selfishness. In the Vedic culture, in the ashram, you should first offer everything to Guru. So, in monk life, in the traditional system, the monks, they would go off in the morning. This is still practiced in many parts of the world, Thailand, India, Tibet. The monks go off and they beg, from the householders, and they give spiritual knowledge in exchange. And so the monks go off in the morning just with one bowl. You don't hoard only what you need for that day. When you come back, you offer it to the Guru, and then the Guru gives blessings, because he also is taking the karma away from that food, and he's blessing it. So Upamanyu was doing his seva and also going out begging, but he wasn't offering the food to his Guru. And so, but he was quite plump. And so the Gurudev was thinking, he's not offering me food, so how can he be eating? And so he called Upamanyu, hey, what are you doing with your food? Are you offering? Oh, no, sorry, Gurudev, I'll offer it now. Okay. So then he went out, he was begging each day, he was offering the food to Gurudev, but still he was quite XL. And then Dhaumya Rishi was thinking, how are you so plump? Are you going out twice? And then Upamanyu said, oh, actually, yes, I go out in the morning, I offer that to you, and then again I go out in the afternoon, and I eat all of that myself. And Upamanyu said, Dhaumya Rishi said, that'll put a strain on the householders, you don't do that. Okay, sorry, Gurudev. And then time went on, and he was still quite plump. And Dhaumya Rishi said, hey, Upamanyu, come here. You are still looking very healthy. How is that happening? And then Upamanyu said, well, when I'm out looking after the cows, sometimes I get so hungry. So I drink some of the milk of the cows. And then Guru said, stop doing that. Okay, sorry, Gurudev. And time went on. He was still very healthy. And then Dhaumya Rishi said, hey, Upamanyu, what's going on? And then Upamanyu said, oh, Gurudev, sometimes when I'm out in the paddock, I'm so hungry. And when the calves are feeding, sometimes some foam comes around their mouths. Have you ever fed calves or been on? They make a real big lot of foam. So he was taking that foam and he was eating all of that. He was so hungry. And then so Dhaumya Rishi said, hey, stop doing that. Okay, sorry, Gurudev. So one day, Upamanyu, he was out in the field, and he was so hungry. But he knew, I can't drink the milk, I can't take the foam, I can't go begging, but I'm so hungry. And then he saw one plant, it was called the akra plant. And it was kind of like puha. When you break the puha, there's the white sap that comes out. Yeah? So he got that white sap and he was like, oh, this is like doop, like milk. So he took that and then he went blind. It was a poisonous plant. And then he was walking around and then he fell down a well, a dry well. And then he was there the whole night. Help me, but no one's around to hear. And then that night they were thinking, oh, Upamanyu's very late with the cows. And then in the morning they went out looking, Upamanyu, where are you? And then after quite some time they heard, oh, Gurudev, I'm down here, help me. And then they came to the dry well and Gurudev said, oh, what are you doing down there? And then Upamanyu said, oh, I was so hungry. And so I found one plant and it had some sap coming out of the plant. So I took that sap and then I went blind. So then they lowered one rope down that well. and they pulled out Upamanyu. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gives an analogy that if you're down a well and someone lowers you a rope, what are you going to do? You're going to take that rope? How are you going to get out? Hang on, right? So it takes two. You have to grab the rope, but then someone up the top also has to pull you. So this is Guru Sishya Tattva. The disciple needs to put in effort, not just, all right, I surrendered to you once, got my ticket, now I just kick back on the couch and drink a kombucha and I'm going to the spirit. No, you need to put in some effort. But also, ultimately you need the grace from Guru, you need the grace from God. So you need both. You need to put in effort, but you also need mercy, you need grace. So they pulled out Upamanyu, and then he was still blind. And Dhaumya Rishi, he said, do you remember the hymns I taught you from the Sama Veda to the Ashwini Kumars? The Ashwini Kumars are the celestial physicians, the doctors on the heavenly planets. Because all planetary systems, they are described in the Vedas. And so Upamanyu, he said, yes, I remember. And so then he chanted the hymns that his guru had taught them to the Ashwini Kumars. And then the Ashwini Kumars, they appeared there. And they appeared with a plate, and on that plate was a piece of cake. And then they said to Upamanyu, eat this cake and your blindness will be cured. And Upamanyu said, no, I will not eat it. And they said, why not? And then Upamanyu said, first, I have to offer everything to my Gurudev. So finally, after all of this time, he was learning, I have to offer to Guru first. Because everyone who touches your food, everyone who grows your food, the truck driver who transports your food, the checkout chick at the supermarket, all their energy goes into the food, goes into the money. All that energy is there. That's why in all traditions we say grace, we say Sankarakiya. We offer to the Supreme Creator, Bhagavan Krishna, and it purifies the karma. Otherwise that energy will go into your mind and it will disturb your mind. So first you offer it to Guru, to the teacher, to God, to nullify and transform. There's another word for it. I'll come back to that. But in Sanskrit it's called prasada. You offer the food and then it becomes transubstantiated, and it's no longer material food, it's actually spiritual food. And when you offer it to the Creator like that, instead of creating karma, it eats your karma, it dissolves your subtle body. And then it removes that veil, and then it's direct, soul to spirit, soul to God. So the blessed food is very powerful. So Upamanyu finally realized, first I offer to my Gurudev. But the Ashwini Kumar said, but years before, your Gurudev, he chanted these same mantras, and we offered him this cake, and he didn't offer it to his Guru, he just took it and ate it. So you should do the same. And Upamanyu said, no, I won't do it. Because even if my Guru has done that, he's instructed me not to do that, and first offer it to Guru. We're not on the same level as Guru. So if Guru's given us some personal instruction, we should follow that. So then, Dhaumya Rishi was pleased. Finally, he got it. So then he offered it to his Guru. Guru gave it back to him. He ate the cake and his blindness was restored. And the Ashwini Kumars, they went back to the Swargaloka, the heavenly planets. And then Dhaumya Rishi, he was very pleased with Ved. And he said, may these Vedas that I have taught you, may they always shine out from your heart. And so this was the test, this was the trial of Upamanyu. Now, next disciple, Vade. He stayed in the ashram for many years with Dhaumya Rishi. And he will work really hard with the crops in the field, with the harvesting. Even one time, the cart got stuck in mud, and the mule couldn't even pull the cart. But then the Vade, he unhooked the mule, and then by hand he pulled the cart full of rice and everything back to the ashram. He really served a lot. And after some time, he also received the blessing of his Gurudev, and then he left the ashram and he entered into Grahastha life, and he took a wife and he got married. And then time came that Vade, he also took disciples. Next generation now. So Vade, he had one disciple called Uttanka. And Uttanka had been in the ashram for quite some time. And then one day, two kings came into the ashram, and they were two Kshatriya kings, two warrior kings. And one was Jayamajai. He is the son of Parikshit Maharaj in Bhagavatam, and the other one is Poksha. So they came to the ashram of Vade, and they wanted one yagya performed. Yagya is in India. It's a ritual done around a fire, and so many offerings are made to the fire, like ghee, herbs, flowers. It's a ritualistic performance, but this is actually there in many cultures. During the time of the harvest or something, you'd offer something back to the devatas. So next season they're giving sunshine, they're giving water for the crops. It's a kind of reciprocation with the various personalities and reality. But now we are just taking. And the devatas, they become displeased. So what do they send? Tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, tsunamis. Because actually everything's a person. And so if you offend the people, the devatas who are the managerial people for the elements, then it's actually said in the third canto of the Bhagavatam, all these calamities will increase, because we just have this mood of exploitation, not reciprocation. But how to be in relationship with reality. So these two kings, they wanted Vade to come with them to their kingdom, and you perform this yagya. You offer you perform the mantras, because he was a priest. Vade was a priest, so he knew how to chant the mantras. Om Prajapati Vishnu Rishi Gayatri Chanta Vinyoga Swaha. So then Vade, he said to Uttanka, I want you to stay here, and you look after the ashram, and you do whatever is necessary to manage everything here. What happened next? We will find out after the short commercial break. So now it's time for another kirtan. There's one form of the Lord called Ram, really well known in India, Lord Ram. He was here on earth a very long time ago, along with his Shakti Sita. So repeat after me. Shri Ram Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram.
Jai Jai Ram.
Jai Jai Ram.
And Sita Ram.
Sita Ram.
also called Mariada Purushottam, that avatar of the Lord that always displays virtuous and correct conduct. Even he had so many challenges in his life. He was banished to the forest for 14 years, right when he was about to be coronated as king. If you're about to become king of the world and then you were sent to the forest, I don't think you'd be too happy. But Lord Ram, he said, okay, no problem, chill out, I'll follow you. And his wife Sita came with him. Her feet are soft, like the petals of a lotus flower. But barefoot she followed her husband into the forest. If you really hear the guitar of Ramayana, your heart will weep.
Sita
One last time all together. Sitaram. Jai Shri Ram. So where were we? What was the name of the disciple? Anyone?
There's a short with Veda.
Vade?
Vade.
Second generation after Vade, what was the disciple's name?
Aksha.
Close, yep. You're on the right track.
Nearly.
Utanka.
Utanka.
And who was his guru? Vade. And who was Vade's guru? Dhaumya rishi.
Yes.
So Vade had gone to the palace of Proksha and Janamajai, and Utanka was left in charge of the ashram, instructed to do whatever was necessary. So during that time, Vade's wife it became that time of the month where she was most fertile. And it was a very auspicious constellation to conceive a child. So, progeny should go on. The guru's away, and he was instructed, you do whatever is necessary in the ashram to maintain the ashram. And the wife wanted a child. What would you do? Bit of a predicament for Utanka. So Utanka, he was thinking, oh, I don't think this is right. So then the other ladies in the ashram, they said to Utanka, Guru Mata's in a very fertile part of the cycle. You were instructed, look after, do whatever is necessary. But Utanka said, no, I don't think this is right. So I will not do that service. So he didn't. Sometimes we please Guru by not doing directly the instructions. This is more rare circumstance. So Utanka done everything else to look after the ashram nicely while he was away. And then the time came where it was Utanka's turn to leave the ashram. He'd finished his studies. And then it's also traditional, you should give some guru dakshina, some kind of offering, some kind of exchange for everything you've received from your guru. Actually, you can never repay your guru. There's nothing material you can offer your Guru Dev in this world for what he gives you. Because he's given you, he's put your hand in God's hand. He's given you the whole spiritual world. You cannot repay him for that. But you can make some token gesture offering. So then, Utanka was thinking, what can I give for Guru Dakshina? And actually, Vade was very soft-hearted because he remembered with his godbrothers, Upamanyu, Aruni, how hard they had to work for their Guru Dev. And sometimes the Guru's heart being very soft, for their disciples, they're more lenient. Oh, my disciple, I won't go as hard as my Gurudev. So Ved was quite soft on Utanka in many regards. And then when it came time for Guru Dakshina, actually Ved said, I don't need anything. I don't want anything. But you can go and ask Guru Mata. You can go and ask my wife if she wants something. So then he went to Guru Mata, and Utanka said, oh, Guru Mata, is there any Guru Dakshina I can offer to you? And Guru Mata thought, actually, there's one yagya coming up, these rituals, and when those two kings came, they came with their wives. And one of the wives, she had really beautiful earrings. And if I could have those earrings, and if I could wear them at this next ritual coming up, I would be so happy. Ladies are sometimes like this. So, can you get those earrings for me? Utanka thought, this seems like a pretty simple task. Okay, Guru Mata. And then Guru Mata said, I want them for that yagya. And if you don't get them in that time, I will curse you. So Utanka thought, oh, okay, better get those earrings. So then off he went to that kingdom of Janamejaya and Proksha Maharaj. And the yagya was 4 days away, so he had 4 days to retrieve these earrings. And Utanka, he was full of enthusiasm. So off he went on the way. And then as Utanka was walking on his journey, he saw a huge bull, really strong. Have you ever seen an Indian bull? They are massive, really powerful. And actually, I used to work on one farm here in New Zealand, and when the bulls were fighting, they would smash down electric fences, anything. And Indian bulls can be 3 times the size, so powerful. So Utanka, he saw one huge bull on the side of the road, and on the back of that bull was a huge man. And then that man said, hey, come here. So Utanka went up to that man, and he said, you should eat the dung of this bull. And Utanka thought, no, I'm okay actually, I'll just pass it off. It's very kind of you, but I'm alright. And then that personality on the back of the bull said, your Gurudev, he ate the dung of this bull. And then Utanka thought, oh, okay, well, if Gurudev done it, bottoms up, benissimo. So then he started to eat the dung of the bull. And then also there's many rituals in Veda culture. So you should purify yourself after taking something to eat. The archaman takes some water. In the temples, before you get blessings, they make some water offering. So there are many cultures. So, but because he was in a hurry, he didn't do his purification properly. He just quickly, and then off he went. And so Utanka, he went on his way. And actually, when he ate the dung of the bull, then he washed it down with a bit of urine from the bull as well. Because in Indian culture, cow dung, cow urine, it's antiseptic, it's great medicine. They pave the walls with it, it's very powerful medicine actually. So Utanka went on his way without purifying himself properly. And then he arrived at the palace of Proksha Maharaj. And Proksha Maharaj was sitting on his throne, and then he saw this brahmana, this priest, because he'd been trained, Utanka, in the school of his guru, on all the priestly rites. And so he was really greeted and given great honour by Proksha Maharaj, the king. Oh, you brahmanas, come to see me. So Utanka, he went to the Maharaj, to the king, and then he explained his situation. I want to give some Guru Dakshina. Your wife has very beautiful earrings, and my Guru Mata would like to borrow these earrings to wear to the yagya. And the king thought, oh yeah, no problem. My wife, she is in the Antapur, and Vedic culture, in the palace, there's a region called the Antapur. Anta means the inner sanctum. And the inner sanctum is only for the ladies, and no man should ever go there. And Praksha Maharaj, he said to Uttanka, just go to the Antapur and you can ask my wife for her earrings. So Uttanka, he thought, it's not really appropriate for a man to go there. But Praksha, he said, no problem, you can go. So then off he went, and Uttanka, he was looking around here and there, but he couldn't see the king's wife. He was looking everywhere. So then he went back to the king, and he said, it's actually improper, one, that you send me to the Antapur in the first place, and two, your wife wasn't even there. So he was a little bit agitated about this. And then the king looked at him and he said, are you in a state of pravricha or apavricha? Which means, are you in a state of purity or impurity? Why? Because his wife was so pure, had so much shakti. If you're in a state of impurity, you couldn't even see her. And because he was in a rush to get there, he didn't do his rituals properly, so he was in somewhat of a state of impurity from kicking back the cow dung. So he couldn't see the wife, even though she was directly in front of him when he went to the Antapur. And so Uttanka thought about it, and he thought, actually I didn't do my archaman properly. So then he sat down properly and he done his archaman and purified himself, and he went back to the Antapur, and then he saw the wife. And he explained the situation, and my Guru Mata, she wants your earrings. And then the queen said, yeah, no problem, take them. So he got the earrings, wrapped them up safely, put them in his pocket, went back to Praksha Maharaj, and then Praksha Maharaj said, it would be my honor to feed you, to feed a Brahmin while you're here, so please stay. And Uttanka was in quite a hurry to get back. He only had 4 days. And he'd already travelled quite some way to come to the kingdom, but he thought, I should not dishonor, and okay, I'll take a meal. So then Praksha Maharaj, he got his servants to create one very nice meal, so many preparations, and then he got the servant to take it to Uttanka. And then Uttanka, he started to eat the meal, but the food was cold. And then when he was eating the meal, there was a hair in the meal, and he wasn't impressed. So then Uttanka, he went to Praksha Maharaj and he said, you've fed me impure food. This is actually very offensive to me. So Uttanka, he cursed the king, you should lose your sight, become blind. And Brahmanas, their words are very powerful by their tapasya, by their austerity. Anything they say, it must come true. So the king said, no way! Kings are quite rajasic, quite fiery personalities. He said, no way! My food is never cold, I'd never feed that to you. I curse you! So he counter-cursed Uttanka. And he said, I curse you, or you will have no descendants. So then Uttanka said, what is this? First you serve me cold food with a hair in it, and now you're cursing me? Just come and have a look and check out this food. So then he took Praksha Maharaj into the dining hall, and he felt the food, actually it was cold. And there was a hair in it. So then Praksha Maharaj, he said, actually you're right, the food was cold. And Uttanka said, I'm a Brahmana, so my words must come true, so you will lose your sight, but I give you the benediction, it will only be for a short time, and your sight will be restored. And then Uttanka, he said to Praksha Maharaj, now you take back your curse. But one of the qualities of a Brahmana, they have forgiveness. But one of the qualities of the Kshatriyas, they can burn with revenge. Have you ever heard Mahabharata? It's full of revenge. For many lifetimes, people will just literally get stuck on revenge. So, because the king was the Kshatriya, the fire was still burning, that passion in his heart. And he said, actually, my heart's still burning, I can't take back my curse. So, Uttanka thought, oh, well, that's a bit sad. But he was thinking, oh, I don't think your curse will come true anyway. So then he bade farewell to Uttanka, and Uttanka, he went back on his way. And so he was walking along the road, and then from time to time, he saw one really ugly looking beggar on the side of the road, and then carry on his way. And then suddenly that ugly beggar would be there again. And he'd pass him, carry on his journey, and then that beggar's in front of him. Very suspicious looking character. And then on his way, the sun was starting to set, and so he stopped and he was remembering his Gayatri mantras, one particular ritual the Brahmanas do. And so he went to the river to take bath. And he was taking bath just in a loincloth, and he put his clothes down. And in that pile of clothes was what? The earrings. So I'll just put them there and I'll keep an eye on them while I go take my bath and do my rituals. So he was remembering his mantras in the river. And then who came there? The ugly looking beggar. Coming closer, snooping around. And then that beggar, he stole the earrings. And Uttanka goes, hey, what are you doing? And came running out of the water towards that beggar. And then that beggar, he manifests his true form as Taksha, this snake being. And then Uttanka was running after Taksha. Hey, come back, come back. Because why? He'll be cursed by Guru Mantra if he didn't bring back the earrings. Big problem. So he was running, come back. And then Uttanka, manifesting his form as a snake being, was slithering away very, very fast. Hey, come back. And then he slithered down into one hole. What could Uttanka do? Oh, he was feeling a bit desperate situation. So then Uttanka, he couldn't fit into that hole. So then he got one stick and he was poking the hole, but it was a hopeless situation. So then, remembering some hymns from the Samaveda that his guru has taught him, he prayed to Indra. The Samaveda is full of hymns to Indra. Indra is the king of heaven. He carries what weapon? Thunderbolt. So also in Norse tradition, Greek tradition, what does the king of heaven hold? Thunderbolt. So it's the same personality. They just have different names in different tradition. They're cognizing Indra in a different way, but similarities are there. So then he prayed to Indra, and then the power of Indra, the Vajra, the thunderbolt, entered into that stick. And then he got that stick and he blew open that hole. And he blew it open so large he could enter into that hole. So then, entering down into that hole, he went deeper and deeper and deeper into the hole of Taksha, the snake being, and inside he went. And what did he see when he went in there? It was Nagaloka, the planet of the snake beings. So he was looking around, where is Taksha, where's those earrings? Curse of Guru Mata hanging over my head. So he was looking around. And as he was looking around, as he went deeper into the hole, he saw so many palaces, so many palatial domes, so many decorated courtyards. This was the celestial realm of the Nagas, of the snake beings. You go to many villages in India, they have a shrine to the Nagas, to the snake beings. And so, going into Nargaloka, he was trying to get the earrings back, and then Utanka, he was calling out, oh Taksha, please come, give these earrings back. But there was no reply. So then he began to wander around here and there in Nagaloka, and he came across two women. And these two women, they were on a loom. You know, a loom for thread. And they were making cloth. And that cloth had two threads, one black and one white. And that loom had a wheel of 123 spokes. And there was 6 boys turning the loom, 6 boys turning the wheel. And a very handsome man with a horse, he came there, and Utanka thought, what am I seeing here? And then he remembered one mantra that his Gurudev had taught him from the Vedas. And that mantra was describing a loom with 123 spokes and 2 women and 2 threads, one black, one white, turned by 6 boys. And who are those 2 ladies? Data and Vidata. Fate and destiny. Also mentioned in the Greek tradition. And what's that loom, the cloth that they are weaving? This is the destiny of all the conditioned souls. And what's the black and the white? Day and night. And so in this way, providence, our path is chalked out in the material world. You know, in Vedic culture, when the child's born, they do the astrology and they name the child based on the particular astrological calculation. There's a particular vowel that's best suited for the name of your child, and they can know the whole life of the child just by when the child is born. Vedic astrology is absolutely precise. There's 12 ways to calculate just how you will die. But if you know that, your mind will always be na. So generally the astrologers don't tell you. So Utanka, seeing this mantra manifest before him that his guru has taught him, he thought, wow, everything my guru has taught me is not just some fanciful stories. This is the tapestry of reality. So all these things can be realized by service to Guru. So then that man with the horse came up to him and he said, I'm very pleased with your prayers. What can I do for you? And Utanka said, Taksha, the snake being, he has taken the earrings that I want to give to my Guru Mata. Can you please get them back for me? And then that man on the horse, he said, I will help you. What you need to do is blow into the mouth of my horse. And Utanka was thinking, it's just one of those days. So then he took the mouth of the horse and he blew into the mouth of the horse. What has he got to lose at this point? So then suddenly from the rear end of the horse, flames began to shoot out in all directions, and Nagaloka, the heat began to intensify. And what are snakes? They're cold-blooded. So the snakes, they couldn't handle all the rising temperature there in Nagaloka. So then it was getting so intense, so hot. At once, Taksha, he came there and he said, oh, I'm sorry. And he presented the earrings to Utanka. And then Utanka, he took the earrings, and then Utanka said to the man on the horse, oh, I really need to get back quickly as possible. So much time has elapsed. I need to get back before these 4 days are completed to my Guru Mata. So then, this was the morning of the 4th day. So then that man with the horse, he said, don't worry, you can jump on my horse and I will take you back to the ashram of your guru. So then they got on the back of the horse, and faster than the wind, the horse was moving back to the ashram of the guru. And so they were getting ready for the yajna, and the wife was preparing herself, put on a nice sari, put on her bangles, made a nice bindi, nice hair. Getting closer to when she's going to put on her earrings. She's thinking, where is that utanka? It's not coming. And then she began to think, what curse will I give that boy? She was thinking like that. And then, oh, what's that noise? Guru Mata looked out the window. Some guy on a horse is coming. And then you're running up the hall. Oh, Guru Mata, Guru Mata, Guru Mata, I have something for you. Earrings. And Guru Mata looked at Utanka and she said, oh, very nice, my son. I have no doubt in you. So she took the earrings and she put them on. Oh, so happy. And then Vaid was happy, his guru was happy, Guru Mata was happy. And then Vaid, he went to his guru, Utanka, he went to his guru Vaid, and he said, he relayed the whole story about the eating the cow dung, about going to Nargaloka, about the snake being, and he said, please explain to me what all of this meant. There's a teaching in this, because sometimes when we have some revelatory experience, of course it can be true, it can be pratyaksha, a direct perception of a higher reality. But the guru, the Satguru, the true guru, his vision is not bound, it is not eclipsed by material conditioning. Only someone who has their hands untied can untie you. So if you're lucky enough to get a momentary revelation, still, the scriptures, the sastra is there. It's like a guide map of the different stages where you are in your development. So he wanted to confirm with his guru about the things he'd seen and the things he'd realized. And is my realization actually correct? Or have I misinterpreted it in some way? And Guru explained all these things. Yes, the black and white, this represents day and night. And the man on the horse in Nagaloka, this was Agni Dev, the god of fire. And the other man on the horse, this was there was another Devata, I forget who it was, Parjanya, his name is Parjanya. And that bull was actually Airavata. Airavata is Indra's bull, Indra's elephant from the heavenly planet, but had taken the form of a bull. And so the man on the first bull, that was Indra, the king of heaven. And the king of heaven, what that cow dung represented, it was actually amrita. It was actually celestial nectar. Because you cannot travel to the different lokas, to the different planes of existence, unless you have an appropriate vehicle to get there. So with the power of mantra, the power of blessings from the higher beings, consciousness can travel everywhere, but you often need some utility. So with the power of mantra, you can travel anywhere. Like in Brihadbhagatamrita, Gopakumar, he was given a mantra by his Gurudev. And with the power of that mantra, he traveled all over the universe, all over the spiritual world. This is the power of mantra. So we're not chanting just some nice words, la li la la. We got off ChatGPT. This is a powerful eternal mantra. This is the supreme reality itself. And because Abhivoktam Nama Nami no, God and his name are non-different. And in Christianity, this is called onomatodoxy. So because this mantra is the supreme reality, you can travel anywhere in reality through this mantra. So powerful. It is spirit, the same as your Atma, the same as your soul. So his guru explained all these things to him and explained this is how you were able to get to Nagaloka, this is how you were able to come back. And he said, Indra is actually my friend. And so when you are engaged in service to your Gurudev, all of the beings of the different lokas, the different planes of existence, they will come with folded hands. Oh, how can I serve you? If you really have that sincere longing in your heart, what is my sadhya? What is my ultimate goal? And I really want to engage in a process to realize that ultimate goal and obtain it. All the beings of heaven and everywhere will come to help you on that journey. But if you are praying to these beings, oh, give me a nice wife, because in the Vedas there's mantras of everything. There's mantras to get a beautiful wife, there's mantras to get a rich wife. Funnily enough, they're two different mantras. Make of that what you will. There's mantras to get a son, there's mantras for everything. But what does the Veda want to give you? Instead of approaching it like a businessman, transactional, what can I get from it? If you're approaching something or someone who can give you anything, a smart person will go, what should I ask from you? What is actually my ultimate welfare? This is one of the 6 questions the sages of Naimisharanya ask. What is my ultimate welfare? And that is to realize my soul and my relationship with the Supreme Reality, that is Krishna. Because the Supreme Reality is attractive, Krishna. So, by serving Gurudev, all the beings of existence will help you. That's when we're in reciprocation, a relationship with reality. So Vedavyas, the cognizer of the Vedas, he has given this story of the 3 disciples of Dhaumya rishi to help us and to instruct us. So I hope you feel some inspiration from these stories. They are not just tall tales, but when you go into trance and you go deeply into the mantra, all of these stories will be revealed in your heart. Just like all the mantras of the Samaveda were revealed, manifest. Sporty, he had a vision of them, Utanka. So all that this comes from Guru Seva. Service to Guru. So it's very, very rare to meet a bona fide Guru. Very rare. In India there's a Guru on every street corner. But this is not Satguru. Because the true Guru wants nothing from you. Because what can you give him? He has realized the supreme reality. There's nothing material he wants from you. He only wants your welfare. That's all. And the true Guru is traveling here and there, here and there, here and there, all over the world to inspire us, to help us. But by engaging in that service of Guru, our ultimate welfare can be realized, and we can help share that with others. So, some of us in this room are very, very fortunate. We are under the guidance of a true living master in an unbroken lineage. And one very small offering we can try, aspire to give something back to our Gurudev, is to share what he has given to us with others and inspire you to maybe come to this inquiry, what is my ultimate welfare and how can I obtain it? And it is essential to have a guide on this path. Shri Gurudeva ki
Jai.
Nittai Go Premanande
Hari
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 Bo
Bo.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe Sham Go Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Are there any questions, thoughts, reflections, complaints? You'll see in the writings of the Vedas, the Puranas, it's questions and answers, question and answers. One student is asking a question to his guru, and like this back and forth, so many stories, so many teachings. So much of the Vedic literature is questions and answers, because we have so many doubts, we have so much misunderstanding, so much obstacles. So many people turn away from God, religion, spirituality, because of all the nonsense that's gone on, which is completely understandable. So all these doubts, everything needs to be removed. And you'll find in the Vedic corpus, everything can be 100% answered. Logically, rationally, all the questions you didn't even know you had can be answered. The Vedic paradigm is very profound. Money back guarantee. I'm not joking. 100%.
Export tax.
Because there's so many